This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Triple G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is host Trip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb or check it out on Spotify. Drip, how are you doing this week, dude?
I'm doing great. Doing awesome. I went and shot photos yesterday, like without working, without doing anything. That was great. It was so good. I'm so glad I did that. That was amazing. Best part of my week. It was great.
Wait, hold on. Wait. That was the best part of your week? No. Right now, my friend, is the best part of the week.
Of course, except for right now. That's
right.
Obviously the best part of every week.
Yeah. Anytime you get to talk to your pal Geeb is the best time. And then the podcast. And then when you get to do fun stuff like take fun pictures.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a great time. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's basically all I did. I didn't do a whole lot this week. It was nice to get out of the house.
Yeah.
How about you? We didn't talk a lot this week. Usually we talk like every day.
Yeah, we
took the week off.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, sorry, I don't know, not too much going on over here. We've had somebody at the house doing work. Yeah, hey, by the way, tell Alexa to turn your lamp off. I just saw it.
Alexa, turn off my lamp.
Every week, man. Every week. But yeah, we've had some guy at the not some guy, somebody who's hired by the people who own the house to come over and fix some stuff. The house is in not a disarray or anything like that, like the outside, but it was in dire need. So we rent from I think it's through family. Abby's parents rent through family, and I don't know. They kind of neglected the outside of the house for a long time now. It needs painting and sanding, painting. But first, it needed like a power wash because there was like mildew crap all over the house, and it was just in need of love. TLC.
Yeah, a little TLC.
The door didn't close right. When it was cold, and Chicago gets cold. You know that. And during the winter time, it was just like it was almost like a air conditioner near the seams of the front door. It's like it was bad.
It's weird. My front door does the same thing. Like it closes so much different in the wintertime than it does in the summer.
Well, I mean that's because of wood expands.
I know.
I mean metal too, but
it's wild stuff.
But he fixed the door. The door is beautiful. He did amazing work with that. He did like rebuild the frame of it too, and he did a great job. When you close it now, like suctions, and like you forget that's what a door is supposed to do. It's like kind of suctions shut, so like the air is kind of restricted from the outside coming in, and it didn't do that before. It just kind of kerplunked.
Well, that's nice. That'll be great when it gets cold again.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, but all week he's been here. Actually, a funny story, real fast. I'll tell this too, because since I said he was here, not yesterday. Wait, today's Friday, so yesterday morning. Part of the reason why we took last night an extra day.
No, it's not
to do
Friday. It's Thursday at 8.
Right.
Right now.
Well, anyway, one of the reasons why we had to push it one day is because, and I had asked you, like, we push it. I did not get great of sleep. I just went to bed a little bit late on Wednesday. But the main thing was how I woke up. So this guy, he's out here doing work, right? He's fixing, I didn't say this, but he's fixing our gutters too. They're also in a state of decay, literal state of decay, the gutters. Like, they need to be stripped down and put new ones up, basically.
Brand new ones, yeah.
They're done. The one side of the house, the gutters have fallen off, and it just have been off for a long time. But anyway, I woke up to the sound of, I don't know, it's not, what are those things called? It's a little chainsaw situation, or a jigsaw, not jigsaw. What is that? I've used it 1,000 times.
Like a sawzall?
Sawzall. Thank you. Yeah. So I woke up to a sawzall outside my bedroom door. It was
that was awesome.
The most rude awakening you could possibly have. And
yeah,
I was just like, God, I'm like, he's here again. So
he's back.
I did not wake up nicely. I only got like 5-ish hours of sleep. It was not great. And I got some editing done yesterday too, but I don't know. I was kind of just done by like 4. I'm like, I'm gonna nap.
Understandable.
And I napped until like 6:30 yesterday. It's 7:30 your local time. So like by the time that'd be a half hour into our pod prep, and I'm like, I need a nap right now.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's fine. Totally fine.
Oh yeah, no.
I'm glad we did it
Friday,
tonight.
like Fridays might be a little bit better. I almost wish I don't include that thing into our intro, but we're like 100 episodes in at this point, and I feel like it'd be weird to switch.
Fridays are not good for me.
Yeah, and that too. There's
as
that
you
too.
can see, like every other week. Yeah, this happens. Plus, when people are an hour late when they're supposed to meet you, that makes things a lot easier too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Speaking of anyway.
Speaking of anyway,
we have a special announcement to make. It's pretty cool. We got a new guest we have not had on the podcast before coming on the show next week. Guys, I almost forgot their name for a second. I was going to Zach from Switch Force will be our guest next week, so that's going to be really cool. Make sure you guys to tune in and show Zach the love and everything.
Yeah, I'm excited for him to come on because I believe he also believes what I believe.
He does believe.
Next week,
he does believe what you believe, and it's not that I don't believe it. I want to get that out of the way real fast. I don't think that we're not getting a direct, and I don't think we are getting a direct. I think neither one. I am indifferent because I don't believe that I have enough information to this point to say, yeah, we're going to have one, or no, we're not going to have one. It's just like, I have no idea.
Tonight.
And I was going to say, I want you to convince me tonight. By the end of this episode, I will be convinced either way whether or not we're having a direct. And that is completely up to you to help me.
I'm going to do a good job.
Get there. So let's see. Let's start with this. Obviously, we got a bunch of rumors going on right now. So where to begin? I don't really know where to begin because I'm not.
Okay, we can kind of set it up. So Nate the Hate.
Yeah,
he's got his podcast, does his stuff. He's connected. We don't know how, but you know how I feel. Let's start there. You know how I feel about a lot of like leaker stuff.
Right.
A lot of that stuff. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you don't know. Why are you acting like you know? You don't know. This is a little bit of a different situation. This is someone. When he says things, they comes from somewhere. He says things because he actually knows. It's not like, some random person on Twitter. I mean, like I told you back whenever we were really going through it. What was it, last year? Like I could be a leaker.
Right. Oh,
like new Mario game. It's coming.
Yeah, the definition of leaker last year was just completely blurred with just dumbass who says stuff.
Yeah. This is a different situation. Yeah. And he kind of does things a little, he said he wasn't going to say anything till he was sure. He kind of said that the date had been set, and then said in another thing kind of cryptically, the 6/21 thing. So what's that? Wednesday, correct? That would be next Wednesday.
That's kind of, that sounds about right. And we get a Monday announcement, Wednesday direct.
Wednesdays, or Tuesday announcement. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, Wednesday, Thursday, those are the days. I mean, for me,
well, hey, real fast, just for the sake of argument here, for to my understanding, the question wasn't even so Nate the Hate. He didn't say we're getting direct on that date. He said in a response to somebody else on Twitter from a question that was not about Nintendo at all. Is that correct? It was just the answer. Their question was 6.21%.
Yes.
So is that not just like confusing? Why would that mean? Why are we assuming that has anything to do with a Nintendo Direct?
I mean, because it wouldn't be the first time he's done something like that. So I mean, it's a thing. I mean, a lot of whatever.
Okay,
it is what it is. I honestly, I mean, I think there's going to be a direct, and we talked about this last week, and we basically kind of got into the whole point of like at the end of this month, we're gonna have a way better understanding of what to expect for the Switch going forward. But I'm telling you, I mean, the more and more you think about it, there's another thing too. This is something else. This is actually something I didn't know until yesterday. Actually, I watched Zach's video on it actually, and he mentioned something about the investors meeting on the 23rd. Now let's really think about that. Right now, as we know it, right this moment, going into that investors meeting, they would literally be like Pikmin 4. And then they say, and like Pikmin 4.
Well, no, don't forget.
What? Everybody wants to switch. Okay, that doesn't even count.
Our half price, half game.
They're not even going to mention that. What about that other thing? Don't worry about that thing. That thing's fine. It's over here. Pikmin 4.
It'll make
That's what I mean, are they? Let's be real. would you like to go into an investors meeting and tell people who invest huge amounts of money into your company that we have Pikmin 4 and that's it?
As the headliner,
the rest of the
no disrespect to the franchise or the fans.
It's not even the headliner. That's it.
Right. No disrespect. It's not a Tears of the Kingdom. We'll just say that. And it's
I mean, and
it's not going to sell 10. It's not going to sell 10 million in 3 days. It's not even going to be their top 10 game. Of the
year.
I mean, of Nintendo's games of all, not third party, first party. Yeah, no way. It will not be the top 10 of sales. I don't think.
No, well, they will have that.
Nintendo Switch game sales. I don't think it will even be in the top 10.
No, well, no. But the thing you just said, that is something they will have to go in with.
Got to look at
is the crazy sales.
Yeah.
Of Tears of the Kingdom. They are going to have that.
Yes, they're going to have that. Yeah.
They do have that behind them to say, well, Pikmin 4 and,
Yeah, but and again, those Tears of the Kingdom game sales, that's what they did. It's the investors meeting. It's like they're interested in what's to come because we're putting our money in the future.
Well,
and what are you giving
selling,
me?
Though. Yeah, it's still selling. And
it's still selling, but we all know
they're going to be able to say, well, we made you some money here. Yeah, they're going to say, well, how are we going to make money again? We got to make more money. So, I mean, I think it's very, very that right there is something that, because we have nothing. Like, we've been talking about this for months. Like, Tears of the Kingdom's coming. It's going to be awesome. Can't wait. Yeah. And then, as we started getting closer, we both kind of started asking the question, like, what are they going to do after this?
Right.
But, I mean, think about it. We're in June. I mean, we have 6 months of this year left. There's no way Nintendo's just going to disappear for 6 months.
It's officially more than the half the year is already passed. We have less than half the year to go officially.
Right. And
there is nothing. There is nothing besides Pikmin 4 and everybody went to Switch.
And that doesn't mean, just saying what we're saying here doesn't mean that there has to be a direct next week or we're done.
Yeah.
It could be next month. I mean, it could be in August. It could be whenever they want. This is just the time they normally do it. And another thing that I think kind of lines up with all this too, Nintendo has always been the company that kind of just doesn't want to be in everybody else's stuff. They want to do their own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's another kind of piece of this puzzle is because they kind of avoided Summer Games Week and all that.
Everybody's gone. The only one left is Nintendo. And now, if they do it this way, they are like a week out from everybody else. So all that stuff, and I know there's been some games for Switch, some third-party stuff shown, like the Prince of Persia game. That looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, that
looks really cool. I'm really excited for that. What else? What else is coming to Switch? Sonic thing.
Yeah. They also put out, for what it's worth, the Fire Emblem for the Game Boy Advance on Nintendo Switch Online. They put that out.
You told me that. I still have not even seen that. That totally went right over my head.
It's not actually out yet, to my knowledge. I don't know the date on that, but I think it's coming in June, or at least I'm not actually sure. To be honest, I should have looked.
Okay, but I mean,
they've announced it, so we have that.
But I mean, that's normal stuff. That's normal stuff. Nintendo is doing business as usual, but they do business as usual up until Directs all the time. So like talking about everybody 1-2 Switch and whatever, dropping some Game Boy, like that does not show me in any way that there can't be a Direct or even the stuff with Sonic or Prince of Persia. Like none of that tells me that there can't be a Direct.
Well, especially if we're talking about a first party kind of
like an actual full-on Nintendo Direct.
Full Nintendo Direct.
Not a partner Direct.
We have not seen anything that's been individually tweeted or announced that was big.
And then one of those
Pikmin 4 has already happened. We've already got the Pikmin 4 Direct announcement. Everybody 1-2 Switch, whatever the new one. It's not big. That is not even close to a headliner for a Direct.
No,
so it's not.
Good God.
There's no need.
Remember what we were talking about last week? Or what was it? Like the people who tested the game were like, this is shit. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Nintendo's not making a big deal about this. They're like, let's just get it out. Like, we don't have a lot.
Yeah.
We need to fill in this little tiny spot here just to keep things rolling. We'll throw it out right there. And it's going to be if there's a Direct, it's not even going to be a blip on the radar. It's going to be like, yeah, it's out. Fine. It's there. If it makes money, cool. If it doesn't, we can't just sit on it. I mean, I guess they could have, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the Sonic thing, the Prince of Persia thing. I can't even remember what else was announced for Switch. There's a Persona game that I guess had been, some retailers had it for Switch, which doesn't mean that's true. It could be a mistake, but I mean, that game was shown for everything else and not Switch. So that could be something that could be at this Direct. I mean, that's still stuff I'm not really that worried about. I'm more worried about the first party stuff. Like that's where I'm like, what are we going to see from Nintendo? And that's where I'm kind of worried, because you had said, we were talking about this earlier, you had said that you think the fact that some of that stuff has already happened, that they have a lot to show us. Like the fact that we've kind of seen some stuff here and there, that you think there's going to be a good bit of first party stuff at this. But I'm afraid.
Let me clarify what I said earlier before we got on the stream.
Okay.
We've seen so far from Nintendo, it's not like we got Splatoon 3 announced in a tweet and Xenoblade 3. We got really nothing. Pikmin we already knew about. It's for months we've known about Pikmin, right?
Yeah.
Everybody 1-2 Switch is not big enough to be any bit concerned that we got that in a separate tweet, right?
Yeah.
So there's been nothing tweet and the Game Boy Advance stuff, first party stuff especially here I'm talking about. There's been nothing announced that's just like, oh yeah, we're not getting a Direct now. How could we possibly get a Direct? We got them all. We got all these tweets. What are they going to have left? So my point is that it's still it's number one. It's still possible we can have a Direct this week, and it's all going to be stuff in the future. It's not going to be stuff that we already know about, or it's going to be stuff that's coming out in the next week or this week or whatever.
Yeah,
it's going to be stuff that's going to be happening in the distant, the not distant future, but 3 months, 4 months minimum out. And my point
August,
is that if we
September,
do get we could get a partner showcase, wouldn't be a shocker. You could do one of those anytime you want. Any of those smaller variations of Nintendo Directs we could get. But if we were to get an announcement of a full Nintendo Direct, not a partner showcase or any of those kinds of Directs, not a mini, if we were to get a full Nintendo Direct at this point with the announcement that we had so far with tweets and stuff, and what we don't know, which is a lot, this will be a big Direct. This could be a Nintendo first-party blowout. We could get ports galore. We could get an announcement for Metroid Prime 4. Because I'm saying that's a big statement to make. Like we could definitely get a Metroid Prime 4. We could get a brand new franchise. We get not brand new franchise. We could get like a Donkey Kong insertion into the franchise. Resurgence.
Yeah. Okay.
A new game. My point is that like we don't know anything. So if we get a full Direct, it's going to be jam-packed of cool stuff. And if it's not, that's a direct sign, no pun intended.
What if it's a couple ports, some third-party stuff, a few, maybe some DLCs for some stuff.
Pikmin for 10 minutes.
Well, don't forget, Geeb. I don't know if you remember or not, but next month, you know what's happening next month, right? It's July.
I'm not sure. I'm following.
Oh, that's when they announced the Switch Lite OLED next month. Don't think I forgot about that. Don't you think for a second I forgot about that, because it's happening.
Should forget about it because it's not happening. But
just real quick. We'll get back on the subject, but let me just.
Where's my tinfoil hat?
Yeah, let me run through. Grab the tinfoil hat and let me run through this for a second. Where I'm at with this, okay?
Sure.
Oh God, that is dangerous. Oh, it's gonna fall on your shoulder. Get it off. No. Oh, God.
Listen, I ain't a little bitch.
It's going to poke you right there.
I'm taking a risk, okay? I'm grabbing the blade.
Good, take it off there, please. Okay. I can't even concentrate, dude. Oh, God. Okay.
I'm not playing with a knife. Children never play with a knife.
God.
It's just a box cutter. Relax.
Okay.
I did not think that would affect you the way.
Real quick, so we can get back on track here. Think about this. If there is a Switch 2 coming, and we have the OLED will probably stay because it's a Switch family. But let's think of like the old one. There's really absolutely no reason for the old one anymore. Yeah. I think that one would probably go. But then at the same time, it's like, are you really going to leave the Switch Lite that far behind?
Well,
you kind of got to bring it up to where the OLED's at, and then. But now would be the time to do it, because if you're putting this other thing out late next year, you've had plenty of time.
You are looking at this situation from a consumer perspective, and I'm not like
I feel like I'm looking at it from Nintendo's perspective. Like, let's make some money, keep things fresh.
You just assume that a Switch OLED is going to make them a bunch of money. And this is how I look at it.
I don't think it'll make them a bunch of money. But
their profit, it's all. Do you know the profit margins on their consoles, each individually?
No, I have no idea. Don't care.
And neither do I. And I don't think any of us really do. And that's what I'm talking about. Is that the profit margins on that original Switch at $300, which we pointed out last week, is not discounted, and probably should be in terms of 2023 standards. They're probably making hella money on all those sales. And mommy and daddy are going to the store. And like little Jimmy, making a return here, little Jimmy they're like, what do we buy little Jimmy?
Man,
what do we buy little Jimmy for Christmas? Or not even birthday. They go, oh well, I don't want to buy him the OLED because that's $50 more than this one, and I don't want to buy him the light because I want to get him I want to be able Jimmy to play on the TV. So we're gonna get him the $300 one because we're kind parents, but not that $50, not $350 kind. We're $300.
Well, what if that $300
and
one's gone?
Nintendo's when they sell those $300 consoles, the original Switches, they're making hella money on those profit margins.
I think they're making more on the OLED though, because there's no way what they did to the OLED cost $50 more.
Well, maybe, but my point is that why would they replace it with a Switch like OLED, which is not
because they can sell it for $250 and make probably more money because putting an OLED screen in a Switch Lite probably doesn't cost them $50.
They would have to, but manufacturing, they're an extra cost. There's a whole new design has to happen. They cannot just slap an. Maybe they could.
Yeah, okay. I mean,
but
no,
I don't think they could they have to redesign this thing just like they redesigned the Switch OLED.
I don't know. I'm sure the costs. Who knows? I don't know. All I'm saying is be ready for it next month. Brand new colors. It's gonna be amazing. Can't wait. So excited.
Okay.
And it'll have a kickstand.
Sure.
All right.
And
anyway.
It's gonna give you blowjobs. What?
All right. Tinfoil hats.
Take them off. We're good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Tinfoil hats off. Okay. So, where were we? Oh yeah. So I was saying there does not have to be a direct next week. I think it is going to happen next week. I'm definitely on that train for sure.
Yep.
But it could be whenever. But I mean, if we don't get one soon, because that's the thing. The September one is usually for kind of updating us on things that are about to come, but it's usually for like the first part of next year, right? Yeah. So if we don't get the stuff for, the rest of this year, and we're talking about possibly a new Switch next, like, are we even going to get one in September? Like, are you going to tell us? If you're not going to tell us about stuff now that's coming to the Switch, why would you tell us about stuff coming to the Switch in September? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make a lot of sense to even do it then. Because if you're already moving on to Switch 2 or whatever it is, if that's already what we're doing, and we've started now, like, we're in trouble, I think. I think we're in a lot of trouble. Because I don't think that there's a point to talk about anything in September unless they, if they don't have anything now, they're not going to have anything then. They've already moved on, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the turnaround, because you're kind of referring to, like, if we don't have anything announced, then there's a console coming.
Like I'm saying, like, the June Direct would be this year's stuff, right? September would be kind of
2023,
reminding us about the holiday stuff and then talking about 2024 stuff.
Right.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're not getting anything the rest of this year, what's the point? Like, if you know what I mean?
What's the point of the Direct, you mean?
What's the point of them doing anything in September? That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about if we don't get something.
No, there is going to be no. I can guarantee there's going to be at least one more big Nintendo Direct this year, because there has to be. They have to sell stuff for the holidays. They got to sell stuff. Tears of the Kingdom can't drive the whole year. I mean, maybe it could. But they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to take that risk of, like, Tears of the Kingdom only drive us the rest of this year, big money wise. They're gonna have to do something. They know that, even if it's the last year, they gotta do something. And that means they have to. There has to be a source of announcement. Now they could maybe my prediction of Nintendo Directs that are dead are finally true, at least for this year. For this year, it's possible that we don't get another one this year, and they just do tweets. I'm just joking. I'm not talking about forever, but for this year, it's very possible we don't get any more Directs, at least not big ones. And it could just be a few Twitter drops of, like, hey, by the way, Wind Waker Twilight Princess, you already knew this was coming out 3 years ago, but here you go. There it is.
But that's
on the Switch
okay.
right now.
So that's kind of my point, though. That's kind of where I want to get to with this for
shadow drop it, please, Nintendo, please.
For you. So you agree that they've got to put something out this year?
Of course, it would be terrible business decision to go into the holiday season and have nothing new. They will if it wasn't their plan already for this to be the last year, they made it their plan by not putting anything out.
Okay, so this is me trying to convince you that we're getting a direct next week. All right. So if you believe that they have to put things out this year, Nintendo's usually they're around us. They do the 5-6 month window of advertising for bigger games, right?
Yep.
That's now. That starts like right now. July.
Yes.
That starts. And that's if you're putting a game out in December.
It's June, by the way, not July.
But it's about to be July. By the time this comes around, then we get into like after, it's going to be basically July. All I'm saying is we're here. We are here right now in that 6 months left of the year. So if we're getting anything this year, this is it. It's got to be now.
No,
if it's
it does not.
Something big.
No, because it could be July. Because they've done that. They've done that before.
It could be, and we've seen them do shorter windows. It's not like 6 months is like the end all be all. They always do that.
If I recall, the Skyward Sword HD, but one of my favorite directs that I've done in my Nintendo life so far. That's
an HD. That's an HD port though. That's not a new game.
Wait, was that June? That was June because then the game came out in July.
No,
I was playing that game on vacation.
No. Yeah, you were, but it was.
Wait, no,
way
February.
Before that.
They
it was
February.
Yeah, it was February.
I'm getting it all mixed up. Okay, never mind. Disregard.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, if we're getting stuff this year, now's the time. You're right. It could be next month, but I mean, we're here. Like this is the time everybody expects it, and if they're going to continue to do business as usual, we've got everybody else out of the way. They're done. Nintendo can have their own time.
The floor is yours.
They weren't. That's the thing.
Nintendo?
Like they never said they were doing something. They didn't want to do E3 when E3 was still happening. They were like, "Nah, we're good. We're good on that."
Yeah, I hear that too, dude. Kiddos. Can you guys on the audio side? You probably can hear it faintly. You're wearing headphones.
Screaming at each other. I do not want to know what's going on up there.
He's gonna go up there. It's gonna be like Kindergarten Cop, or what movie was that we just watched, Abby? Kindergarten Cop. Like you're gonna walk up like Schwarzenegger, just like, I left the room for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't even want to think about it. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know, man. Have I convinced you at all in any of this?
No. I will say this: collectively, you and I both have made me think that it's more likely now. Just based off our conversation tonight, I think it is a little bit more likely than I thought prior to the episode. However, you've not convinced me that next week will be the direct. I think maybe July could be the direct. Why next week?
It could be.
Why?
Remember,
just because Nate the hate.
The investors meeting is a big reason. I think that's
okay. Yeah, there's that. That's one of the reasons.
Do you really want to roll in there? Do you really want to roll in there with Pikmin 4 and everybody 1-2 Switch?
Do they not get inside information there?
It's public. Everything they talk about there is public.
So no. Okay. Yeah. So the answer is no.
Yeah, well, that's what's cool too. We'll probably hear a lot about what Tears of the Kingdom has sold up until this point too. So
that would be great.
That's going to be cool to hear.
About 37 days, or whatever, since the release, and yeah, that'd be cool. It's going to be cool to hear that. I don't know. The answer is true, but their answer is I don't know, because they could also be saying maybe this is the Nintendo's way of letting us know that there's going to be new hardware. Is that not with a direct, but from the investors meeting there, and they're not going to say at the investors meeting, hey, Switch 2 coming out next year, but they will say stuff like we're in the transition period.
Yeah,
and we are looking forward to future projects.
Now that would be.
And there's the story. There's the news. There's the story. Not through a direct, but through the investors meeting. At the translation pages will come out, and it'd be like, yeah, when they said in the meeting, we understand that it's a little bit light, and that is intentional. We are in a transitional period. And, we do have Pikmin 4 coming out. We have Tears of the Kingdom making baller sales. Not balls. Baller sales.
Making balls.
Whoa, okay. Making baller sales numbers out there.
But we're talking about...
And just you wait. In the very near future, we'll have stuff. Be patient, investors. That's what you're doing. You're investing. You're being patient.
And but I feel like that would be a poorly managed situation. If it's like we have a giant gap of nothing.
No, it's not a giant gap of nothing. It's not, because we also have Pokemon DLC coming out at the end of the year too. That'll sell. That'll sell. Okay. It's not nothing. It is not nothing. It is barren, but it is not nothing. It's not the void of space. It's a desert.
Well, it'll be like the end of the Wii.
Maybe you find a cactus and you hack it open and there's some water in it, but it's still a desert.
We don't want that. Okay, listen, let's go here. Let's say there's a direct next week.
Okay.
We get one.
Sure.
I got a list of games here.
Okay.
It's all first party stuff, but I want to have a discussion of, is this something we're going to see? So I guess we would say that means these would be coming this year. We'll just say that. It could be a 2024 thing. One of these, if we see, it's definitely going to be a 2024 thing.
Wait, hey, Drip, let's play a game. We're the same thing. You're going to talk the game. We'll talk about the games, but I'll play this sound. That's right. I'll play the draft sound.
We're gonna. What it is.
I'm gonna make a draft. I'm gonna be You and I are gonna be drafting our games.
A direct draft.
Yes.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what we're doing. So, in this last second, we didn't prep this. So here's what we'll do, Drip. You have the first pick. I have the second pick. You'll throw out the game out there, and you'll decide. And neither of us can pick a game. If we hear the game, we don't think it's gonna happen. We don't want to draft it. Then it goes to free agency. It's not. We just don't pick it. It's not selected.
Ooh, this is the
draft board.
I don't know if this is gonna work. We can try.
I don't know. We'll try.
I think we should just do a regular discussion. I don't know if this is going. You can still do the sound. Though.
It's an excuse to play the sound.
You can still play the sound. Okay. Right. The first game is a Donkey Kong game. We've been hearing rumors of a new Donkey Kong game for what? I mean, that's one of those rumors though. It's like, throw it at the wall. Let's see if that one sticks.
Yep. Uh-huh.
I mean, no shit. Nintendo's gonna make a Donkey Kong game. Whoa, crazy.
Yeah.
Is it real? Because there's been like rumors that it was like the Odyssey team working on it, and it's a 3D Donkey Kong.
I'm not gonna talk about whether or not the leaks were real or these rumors, but I will say this: I have the second pick. You have the first pick. Are you drafting this game? Do you think it's gonna happen?
Well, the last Donkey Kong game that we got was on the Wii U. It was ported to the Switch. It's Tropical Freeze.
That's right. That's a long time ago. It's an old game.
I mean, we are long overdue for a Donkey Kong game.
You taking the pick?
But that's Retro Studios, right? They do Donkey Kong.
Oh, I don't know.
And they've been busy.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be a 2D game. They wouldn't have time for that. They've been working on Metroid Prime remakes.
There's a podcast episode in the future. Are 2D games dead? And not.
They are not.
It's a clickbaity title.
Prince of Persia.
It's a very clickbaity
Look at
title.
That Prince of Persia 2D. Dude, that game's gonna be sick.
It's a conversation worth having though. Like, do we really need 2D games?
I'll tell you right now, they're not. But we'll have that conversation.
Yeah.
I'm not taking the Donkey Kong. No, I'm selling on the Donkey Kong now.
No, I'll happily draft it. I think it's so. It's you just made
you made
the point. You made the point. It wasn't the only Donkey Kong game we have on the Switch is a port from the Wii U. It's so time for a new Donkey Kong game.
It is.
So I'll take the draft.
Okay.
Drip. What is the next game?
The next game, we're gonna go with. I'm trying to keep like some of the better stuff for the here.
Yeah.
This one. Adam in the chat reminded us about this. The Olympics are next year. So, with the Olympics next year, we're probably going to get another Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Something, I would imagine. That's pretty much a thing that happens.
Yeah, I'm not drafting this game. Even if you don't draft it, I'm not drafting it. But I'll tell you this. It's next year's the Olympics. We could hear something about this game soon.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, feel free.
I'm taking
it's all yours. It's good.
Yeah. I'm gonna put my
Yeah, you put our initials next to who drafts what, and put F next to free agent. We didn't draft.
You took Donkey Kong.
Sure, yeah. And then when we get a direct next week, hopefully, and we have lots to talk about with Zach, which would be awesome. We'll see who was right and who was wrong.
Ooh, this is another one of those things. I'm going to win again. I'll be 3-0.
You won by the skin of your teeth, and because I made a dumb decision.
You did remember make a dumb decision. I do remember that. That was a fun episode too.
That was a lot of fun. Next pick.
The next game. We got two of these. We're gonna go with this one first. We haven't seen one of these in a long time either. Talking about a 2D Mario. This is my pick, right?
Yeah, I give you first pick all the time because that means I'm the underdog. Hence the Eagle shirt. I'm the underdog always.
Here's the thing about a 2D Mario for me.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do?
Like, you mean for the game?
Yeah. Like, what are they What are they gonna do?
Well, let's look at this. Let's
Super
look
Mario Bros. Wii Deluxe, whatever the hell it's called.
I was gonna say, let's look at this. What was the last 2D game that Nintendo put out?
But dude,
the Wii U game.
We have fucking Mario Maker 2.
That would be the last one. That would be the last 2D game. Mario Maker 2.
Yeah, but
Mario Maker 3.
Why do you need? Okay, well that's not here. That's not here. We haven't gone there yet. This is just a 2D Mario game. I'm talking about like a
non-Mario Maker 2D.
Not a Mario Maker, 2D Mario. But I'm selling on that one because I just don't know what they're gonna do. Like I feel like it is Nintendo. I will say that they can make the, you know what I mean? The same thing we said with Tears of the Kingdom. Like, shut up. We know what you want. We're going to give it to you. You just be quiet.
I'd be happy to be wrong about this, but I'm also going to sell this pick. I'm not, I don't, it's not that I don't think it's necessary. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, I feel like it's one of those things where it could have already happened for a long time now.
So and
it just hasn't happened. So I'm selling it.
I need to separate these. Mario 2D, and this one is a free agent.
Do you have a Star Fox game written down there?
It's in my Wii U ports section. Yes.
Okay. All right. So Eric, I see you in the chat. We'll get to that because I do want to draft one of those as well if we here. So what's the next game we got up here?
The next game we're gonna go ahead and stick with Mario.
All right.
But we're gonna go with a 3D Mario. Let's just call it. It doesn't have to be. We're just gonna call it Odyssey 2, just for the sake of argument.
I think we would have heard way more rumblings in our tummies if next week's Direct was going to have the sequel to one of the best games Nintendo's ever put out. So
yeah, it's a pretty good game.
I would say I would draft it, but I wouldn't say I don't think it's coming next week. But that's the game. That's kind of the game. So I will not be drafting it. It's your choice anyway, but it's yours.
I would be more. I'm going to take it.
Yeah, it's not about whether or not it's a good idea. It's about whether or not it's actually going to happen next week.
I think it's more like, honestly, I think that's more likely than a 2D game.
I would agree with that.
Think about it, because
I'm selling on both though.
Breath of the Wild was 2017.
Yep.
We got Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Odyssey was 2017, the end of 2017.
That's right.
Why not?
I mean,
both in the first year, both in the last year. Huh?
Could we hear? I don't know. It's your pick anyway. You get to pick it. You're first, so
I got it. I'm taking Odyssey 2.
It doesn't matter what I say at this point. So it's been selected. Drip, what is the next game up there?
Let's go with this one. Let's go with. Oh, here's a wild card.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do them as one. But what about Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered?
Man, I was on Twitter, and I gotta get off Twitter. I'm not like off. It's just like I'm scrolling way too much. But I was on Twitter, and I saw some people arguing about this, and they're like, "Well, we could get the triple pack, or we could still get the trilogy." I'm just like, bro, if we're getting the trilogy after the remastered version of the first game already came out, I will eat my chunkla. I will eat my Adidas sandal.
Okay, yeah, but I'm talking about. I'm talking about Prime 2 and 3 remastered.
Right. So, like I said, that's definitely not happening. The trilogy. No, that dream's dead because the game already came out. You can't release a trilogy with the first game already out. A double pack maybe with the 2 and 3 is possible, but not remastered. So, is this remastered or is this
remastered?
Both remastered.
To complete the remastered trilogy, yes.
Well, we're not getting both at the same time. That'd be ridiculous. Why would they do that?
Okay, let's just say 1 then. Let's just say 2.
Oh, so you're changing
Prime
this
2.
now.
Prime 2. That's
Prime
fine.
2
You're right.
only?
They probably won't give us both. Well, they only did it. It was what, $40 for the first one? Maybe they'll drop them both for $40
each.
Yeah, each.
Yeah. What's your it's your pick. You're drafting. I will choose after you choose.
I'm selling on that. I don't know.
It's just the second one.
We'll say just the second one. Yeah.
I will also sell. I don't believe it's happening. That's the game. So I will sell this. I would love to see it, but I don't think it's happening.
Now, since we're on, this one's a free. Okay. Since we're on Metroid Prime, the next game. You gonna hit the noise?
I already did. Oh, I'm waiting.
I wish I could hear it. I hate that I can't hear it. Metroid Prime 4. Do we hear anything about Metroid Prime 4?
It's your pick.
In my gut, I feel like Metroid Prime 4 is a Switch 2 game now. I don't think we're going to see that. That would be, now listen, that would be like the holiday game, I think, especially since they've like really started to hype the whole Metroid thing up. I think it would be great, but I kind of feel like they're like, let's save it. You know,
I agree with you. However, I'm very glad you chose to sell because I would gladly pick this one up. And here's why.
You would.
And we talked about this, I think. Here's why. It is not out of the realm of possibility that it's both going to be on the Switch and the next hardware. And it's also not out of the realm of possibility while we don't know about what the next hardware is, that they say this game's release date during the Switch's current life cycle without the new console in play. So what I was getting at, if it wasn't clear, because I tend to do that, not be clear, we're gonna hear about this game next week in this direct, and they're gonna give us maybe it's a small trailer, at least an updated one from that original one, because that original one was barren first off, and second, there's been new people working on this since then. But we'll get we know the name, so we'll get the trailer, a little something, just a little nugget, and we'll get a date, and that date is going to be obviously for the future, 2024. But that date will apply to not only the Switch, it'll be double release. It'll be dual release. It'll come out on the Switch, and on its way out, it's like see you later, and it's going to come out on the Switch too. Like we already know with the primary master, we already know what a Metroid 3D modern game would look like on the console. It would look fantastic. So there's no issue of performance here. It will be able to handle it.
Yeah, because I believe that was the engine they are building Metroid Prime 4 with is the engine they used for the remaster.
That's right. That's right. So it's not. It can absolutely. I think it will be not only on the original Switch but on the next Switch. And it's not like they can't release it or announce it. I should say without having a new console. So yeah, I'm taking the game.
Okay, that's good. All right, another one from the chat earlier in the pre-show. Did you hit the thing?
Yes, I did. Just assume I have. Damn, I'm good. I'm real good.
I wish I could hear it so bad, dude. Okay, Mario Baseball. Now we've got all the other sports. Basically, we've got soccer, we've got golf. Let's see, basketball. What else? What other sports do we have? We've got a bunch of Mario sports.
That is it. I mean, the Olympics games.
Yeah, okay.
Tennis. We have a tennis game.
They have tennis, yes. Tennis. Almost forgot about aces. Mario Baseball.
No, it's not my pick. I like to go going after you because I like to know what you chose first.
I feel like this one I might be able to get behind because this feels like an end of that feels like an end of the Switch or end of a hardware generation type of game.
It does, very much so.
That's what it feels like to me. I'm gonna go ahead and take it. I'm gonna take that one.
You can have it. I wasn't gonna take it. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's a cool suggestion. I just don't think it's gonna happen. The sports games, do they really do much for Nintendo?
No, but I mean, we're like we've been. It
would be a good one to finish
on the way out. We're if they're gonna put stuff out, this is a nice one to fill some space.
I agree, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't think so. But it's yours. You can have it. Okay. All right, Drip. What is the next game?
Another kind of weird one. This was your idea. I didn't even think about this, but I love the idea. I just don't know. A brand new 2D Zelda. That's an interesting idea. I like that idea.
Well, let's look at, as we have here, let's look at what was the last 2D game to be released on the Switch for Zelda, and that is Link's Awakening Remake.
Yeah. What's the last actual new 2D Zelda? It was on the 3DS.
Link Between Worlds in 10 years ago, a decade ago.
Yeah. God,
to say it's overdue is an understatement.
Yeah. Oh,
that's like saying Mario Kart 9 is overdue. It's like, yeah, that game came out 10 years ago, 11 years ago, whatever, a long time ago. We're due for a 2D Zelda.
I'm not taking that one.
Man, it would be cool. It would be so cool if we got it.
It would be awesome.
Really
so
want
excited. I do too. I just don't.
A brand new one, man. I would love to see we saw what the Switch can do with a 2D Zelda game with Link's Awakening, but I would love to see what it could do with something original.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I would love to take it right now, but I would be a fool if I did. So I'm not taking it.
All right. Free
agent.
Okay.
These are ones Zach can pick.
So here's what we have left.
All right.
There are some other things, and guys, if you're in the chat, I see Kid Icarus. I don't know. 11 years since Kid. I don't want to put that one on here, but I do think that if we get one, it'll probably be the one that was on the 3DS ported over somehow. We played that one really weird, but I think that would be the one. But okay, the ones we have left. Geeb, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna say there's 4, and we're gonna kind of run through them quick.
What are the games, Drip? What's the next selection?
Let's go with the Wii U, the 4 big Wii U games we have left.
Okay.
Number 1 is going to be Xenoblade Chronicles. What is it? Xenoblade Chronicles X? That's one. It's the only Xenoblade game at this point.
All right.
That's not on the Switch. It's the only one.
All right. What is your select? Are you taking it?
I'm gonna. Oh, God, that one. Honestly, I'm like, that could happen. That could really happen. I'm not gonna take it though.
Good, because I'm taking it. I'm taking it big time.
I don't think.
Listen,
that's
that is one that can absolutely. If next week especially, I mean, we're talking about games. Because we just got Zelda release, right? We don't know if Mario's in the works at the moment. They could be really truly saving onto the next Mario game with the next console. So the only thing we do know is that there is that Xenoblade game that is just sitting there. It's a great game, from what I hear. Just sitting there on the Wii U, not being utilized on the Switch. And the success of Xenoblade 3, as far as we're talking about a good game is concerned, the successful good game. The sales numbers were what a Xenoblade does, like what a Xenoblade game does, right? But as far as like how good the game was, I hear that game was fantastic.
Yeah, I hear it. I've never played it.
So we have that game's fantastic. Why leave that Wii U game just sitting over there with that success? Just bring it on over. And it's a perfect thing. If there's a direct next week, Xenoblade Chronicles X is in it. I feel that strongly.
So speaking of games that are just sitting on the Wii U, we got a Star Fox game.
Star
Fox Zero. Not well received. Not one of the highest praised Star Fox games. They kind of tried to redo Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
And they did it with weird controls. It's just, I don't know. I have it. I own it. It's one of those Wii U games that it just sits over there.
Yep.
Of all of the games, I think this would be the one that does actually get left. I'm not taking this one.
Man, new Star Fox would be cool.
It would be awesome. The closest thing we have to it on the Switch. Now remember,
it's not a new one. It's a port.
It's a port. But the closest thing we have to a Star Fox game on the Switch is that Ubisoft game,
Battle for Atlas.
Yeah, Starlink, Battle for Atlas, which was I like that. I did like that game. I jumped back
into
that.
It's a very good game.
6 months ago.
I played like 10 hours of that game. It's fun.
I played like 5 hours of it in one night, like 6 months ago. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
Man, I'm not taking it because it's a port of a game that didn't do well and a console didn't do well. So, no, I don't think they're going to port that tomorrow in the next week. But a new Star Fox game would be kind of cool to put out in the end of the Switch's life. That would be really cool. As a test, because they haven't put out anything on the Switch as of yet. So to test whether or not they're going to move on with the franchise going forward and not just keep it in Smash.
Oh, well, they will move on. It's Star Fox, man. They're going to do more Star Fox games.
It's been years. Why is it guaranteed that that franchise is not just going to go the way of Kid Icarus? You know, just never again.
They'll do another Kid Icarus game. I mean, come on, they're in Smash, dude. They were gonna forget about him. Ooh, what about? There's one I forgot. One I forgot about completely.
Well, before you get to it, officially, neither of us are taking it. So this will be the next one. Yeah. What do you got?
Okay, we're gonna take a break from the Wii U games because you know what I'm doing here. But I got one more. I totally forgot. Speaking of people who are in Smash, what about that rumored F-Zero game? There's a rumored F-Zero game. I think it was a remake of the one that's on the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know if that's a thing.
There's been lots of talk.
I think that could be some of these could be next year because while there has to be some releases, right? Even next year for the Switch.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Like a September direct type of.
Right. So that could be. We could hear about this later. It's possible, but for this direct and potentially next week, I'm gonna say no. I'm not taking that. I'm selling it. F-Zero. It'd be fun. It'd be cool.
I'm not taking it either.
All right. So it is written.
Okay. To be fair, the last two games.
It's 3, right? It's technically 3, right?
Is it 3? No.
Technically. What do you have in here? What do you have in your list here? Okay, let's see. What's here? What's the last 2?
Did you make the noise?
Oh no, sorry.
To be fair, you get one, and I get one.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to do them as the double pack.
Yeah.
You get one, and I get one.
Oh, that's right.
Are you giving me first pick?
It's your pick. I mean, and
I take of the 2, even though it's not my favorite.
Oh no! You can't have it.
I'm taking Wind Waker. Because I think if we get
take
one,
Twilight
that's
Princess.
the one.
That's
okay.
fine.
So I get fine. Wind Waker. I'm telling you, I think. Let me type this out, but I think this is the time, dude. I think this is it. We're coming off the Tears of the Kingdom hype. They've been holding these things back, they're done.
Yep.
Porting these things from the Switch, from what I understand, it takes like a month, and that's just fucking around. I will get it done. Whatever. It's nothing. They're done. Coming off these crazy Zelda numbers. Say, oh yeah, later this year we get even more Zelda for you.
Yeah, that it would be. I'll be honest. I'll make a statement. Even it would be dumb. Now I've said this plenty of times.
To leave those 2 games, yeah. To leave those 2 games of all the games that are left. Wow.
At this time,
what a bonehead
we just had a record-breaking Zelda game.
Yeah.
Record-breaking sales, record-breaking popularity, rising popularity, if I may add.
Yeah.
And a month later, to feed off that hype, because we're going to hear about the sales numbers pretty soon, the up-to-date month-to-date sales numbers.
I would imagine we'll hear about those on the, what is it, the 23rd?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. The number's going to be big. It will have grown significantly.
Yeah, because
it would be really dumb.
First months, I would imagine.
It'd be really dumb to not only not put it out right now, but
and how good would that, dude? How good would that sound to investors too? We just had these record-breaking sales for this Zelda game, and we also have 2 more coming out later this year.
I will make a proclamation that if we do not get the Zelda games next week, we are
September.
An announcement. If we do not get an announcement next week, or I'll extend it to save myself a little bit of backlash to through July. If we don't get an announcement through July of these Zelda games, they are not coming. They live on the original hardware, and they live on the Wii U. They're not coming if we don't get an announcement by the end of July.
I don't want to live in a world where that is the truth.
Where we don't get the Zelda games we desire.
We don't live in that world because
in a world they live on the Wii U, a failed disaster.
Let me ask you this: What was the third one?
Oh yeah, you left it off intentionally. I forgot you did because you're a dummy. Hello everybody.
No,
listen, Drip is the only person. I'm looking at the chat right now because I'm ignoring Drip. Drip is the only person out there, chat and listeners at home, who think that it's impossible to hear about Mario Kart 9 Any direct this year.
It is,
dude. You're a dum dum.
No, I'm not. I'm right.
You're a dumb. You're drinking a. I thought it was a Sunkiss for a second. You're drinking a Bush Peach, and you're dum dum. Because to say that it is impossible is an impossible statement, Drip. Your only argument is that, well, the DLC is not even finished yet. Yeah, but they've announced it. They've announced it all.
It is finished. That's my
it's
only
announced.
Argument.
It's announced.
That is the argument.
Listen to me. Listen to me. It is out. It is not.
No, it's not. There's still parts of it that aren't out.
It is announced. Excuse me. It is announced. It is not out. It is announced. There's no surprises anymore with that. It's how old is the freaking game? 11 years? 12 years? It is time. We all know it's time. You would agree that it's time, right?
It was time last year, but then they added all this. But listen, let me ask you a question, and I want you to just answer. I don't think you're going to be able to answer this question. Tell me a game, whatever number it is, in a franchise that has had DLC still being put out for it, that the next game was announced over top of that DLC.
It's just a slow drip.
When has that ever happened?
You're making it sound like that. It's like, this amazing DLC is being released day by day. Listen, it's just a couple tracks and a couple characters that's already been announced.
Tracks. How many tracks are left? There's 3 packs left. How many are in each pack?
3?
4 tracks?
Or is there just? Are you sure there's 3 packs left? Or is it 2?
I don't know. Yeah, there's either 8 or 12 tracks left.
Yeah, and most of them are going to be remade tracks from old games.
But also think about this.
It's just
you're talking about some of these people. Some
man.
People have been waiting to buy that. Like, I'll buy it when it's all out. You don't think they're going to give it like a little cushion to be like, all right, let everybody buy it now that it's all out. Now we're done. Now we announce.
Seriously, there are people waiting to do that.
Well, yeah. Some people are like, I don't know. I don't really want to get it right now. When
it's not a subscription. You can just buy the damn stuff for $25. Why would you? That's stupid. I'm sorry if that's you, but that's stupid. Okay.
People would do it.
That's stupid because it's not. We're not. If it was a subscription, I would understand because you're waiting. You don't want to spend your money until it's all out because it's a subscription. It's a month-to-month thing. Drop $25. Play your tracks that you got now. Because right now
people are. People are like, I don't know if I want to. I want to see what the tracks are first. I want to see what's in there. I want to see if it's worth my $25.
Then that's just. I'm sorry. That is just complete. If you want it, then you want it.
You're not right.
If you no, I don't think you're right. It's like I think you're right. There people think that, and but I'm saying is that's silly. It's very silly.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to put Mario Kart 9 on this list?
Yes, please. I was trying to
there, and I'm passing harder than I've ever passed on anything in my life.
I'm not taking it, but it's a free agent. It has to be there, Drip.
Oh my god.
No. The argument was not. No. The argument was not that I thought it was going to be next week that was coming out or announced. The argument was that it wasn't. You said it was impossible for it to come out this year. I think that's bull, Dookie.
I think that's
not impossible.
Very much business sense to put a game
in a September Direct
over top of in a September Direct.
It's an ancient game. It's an
that they're
ancient
still putting
game.
Content out for. They're still putting content out for it.
It's a couple tracks, man. There's 1,000 billion tracks already, and you're gonna say, oh, there's a couple tracks left. It's impossible that they announce a new game. No, it would just build the hype, man. Everybody, listen. It's the best-selling Switch game. There's a bajillion copies out there of that game. Everybody who's going to buy that game has already bought it.
They're
true.
It's the still selling copies.
The DLC is not to listen. I believe the DLC's purpose, of course, it's to sell. I'm not trying to make that point. It is to sell. However, the point of it is not to sell the game further, like in significant quantities. It's to just hold you over the people who've already bought it because they have Nintendo Switch Online. It's on that service. It's just to hold us over. It's not to sell. It's not trying to push Mario Kart game 8. It's just to hold you over. That's all DLC is. It's just a couple tracks to hold you over.
Well, we're gonna agree to disagree on this one.
Little Jimmy's going, I have to have Mario Kart 8, which I don't already have for some reason in 2023. Little Jimmy's like, Mommy, Daddy,
Jimmy, God,
you need to buy me right now a new Switch because I don't have one for some reason, and Mario Kart 8 because I don't have that for some reason. Because of the DLC, Oh, the couple tracks?
I'm not saying that.
It's a holdover.
You're twisting
for us.
this in such a weird way.
No, I'm not twisting it.
That's the way. Such a weird way that you're moving these things around. I'm telling you.
No, your argument Drip
says wait till you stop selling the thing for the old game before you tell them about the new game. That's just business.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Pause. Everybody who's listening right now, rewind back to 2022 when Uncle Geeb was telling Drip about business, and that business was you can't release Mario Kart 8 when you can't release Mario Kart 9 when your Mario Kart 8 is selling like hotcakes. You can't do it. And Drip was like,
Let me speak.
And now in 2023, you're going to pull that card onto me.
Because it's a completely different card.
Over a couple tracks of DLC.
It's a completely different card. First off, they weren't actively putting out content for the game at that point. They had not announced this new stuff. They were not actively putting out content for that game at that point. So yeah. Then, like what are you going to do? And they decided, no, we're not going 9. We're going to double down on this one and add double the tracks. That's different. That is different. Very different. Anyway. Let's go over this list real quick.
You are unbelievable, sir.
You are unbelievable.
You just played that card onto me, the card that I played a year ago and was right about. You're going to play it on me right now because of a couple DLC tracks?
Yes.
Bull.
No, I was right. Because at the time they weren't actively selling content for that game. They were just selling a game.
No, sir, you were wrong because they did not put Mario Kart 9 out. They put out
You're right,
DLC. You were wrong. I was right.
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
I was double right because not only was I right that it wasn't coming out, but no. Let me. If I'm gonna be right, I'm gonna be right, Drip. Not only was I right about Mario Kart 9 not coming out because it was selling too well. Not only was I right about that, but I was right about the fact that they were gonna milk the game for everything that it's worth by keep selling it, and they added DLC to assure its sales. And to make us happy while we wait for Mario Kart 9, which will be announced this year.
Okay.
Ooh, I said it. Ooh.
I don't think so. But I do want to go to this. I'm looking at how many you have here. Okay, so you took. Yeah. Hold up your fingers here, because I don't think I have. I think I have more than you.
Sure, I got fingers.
A bunch of freeze, so you're gonna have to take some freeze maybe just to even it up. Okay, so you got new Donkey Kong.
No, it's just about right or wrong. It's not about how many. We don't have the same number. We just got to be right about stuff or wrong about stuff. So go ahead.
You got the new Donkey Kong.
Okay.
You have
just read the whole list down, and I'll put my left hand is for you, my right hand's for me.
Okay. You have a new Donkey Kong.
Okay.
I took the Sonic Mario Olympic game.
Oh, okay.
The 2D Mario is a free agent.
All right.
I took Odyssey 2.
All right.
2D Zelda is a free agent. Metroid Prime 2. You passed on. That's free agent.
Okay.
Prime 4, you took. That's yours.
All right. 2 to 2.
Mario Baseball, I took.
All right.
Xenoblade X, you took that one.
All right.
Star Fox Zero's free. F-Zero's a free agent.
All right.
I have Wind Waker. You have Twilight Princess. And Mario Kart 9 shouldn't be on this list, and it's also a free agent.
It's easy. It's even 4-4.
Is it 4-4?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be even. We just got to be right or wrong about stuff. And whoever's more right or more wrong is going to be the
okay.
winner.
Yeah, but it's good that it's okay. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. You're right. That did actually work. That worked out a lot better than I thought it was going to work out. Glad we did it that way. Good job.
Thank you. But yeah. So like these free agents, neither of us get the point if the game does come to fruition. But we also, that's the benefit of not taking it.
Yeah, I don't feel strongly about it. I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't know, Drip. We'll see next week if we'll have Zach on. If you're for some reason just tuning in the stream, or you're some reason just tuning in on your podcast app, you're skipping forward this long into your app. That'd be very weird. We are having Zach from Switch Force on the podcast next week. That'd be a lot of fun to talk to him. And hopefully when we talk to him, it's going to be, we're going to have lots of direct news to talk about. Yeah. Hopefully it's about new news. And if it's not, we have, of course we got stuff to talk about. Zach, played Zelda.
God. Think about it, dude.
We have so much stuff.
If we don't have the direct next week, the conversation becomes okay.
Yeah.
what's gonna happen? Like, what are we gonna do? What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
that's good. I mean, honestly, I think that would actually be a more interesting conversation than if we actually
end
did
up
a direct.
I agree. I would agree. So maybe we should root against it. But
no,
either way, guys, if you're in the stream, make sure to stick around. We're gonna hang out with you guys for a few minutes here after the podcast concludes. And for those of you who are listening at home, you lovely listener, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. We will see you guys next week.
Later.